Hi guys, I'm ExactChaos and welcome to another episode of Cities Skylines, Exactville. We're playing the Mass Transit DLC and I've had some comments and yes, I know I've been I've been ignoring it for a while. No, it's not ignoring it for a while. I I recorded a few of these episodes beforehand. So I missed out on it, but the bank needs to be marked as a leisure specialization. So there we go. The other comment that I received was that it would be a good idea to put a park next to the high school. There's a nice big area over here. I'm not going to make my own. I'm going to just do something like a large playground next to the high school over here. I think that's pretty decent. I'm not too fussed with the way it looks. It's a park. It does what it's supposed to do. It's next to the high school. All of that. What else? What else? Oh, yes, you mentioned that I could possibly use some policies to make sure that our height densities don't go too high, which I kind of agree with. So if I don't want to make a specialization here, so if I want to select this, let's check the policies. I want to do a high-rise ban on most of these areas. Helicopter priority. If there are emergencies on areas with this policy on, the services will always use helicopters instead of ground vehicles. Wow! I love it. Didn't know. City planning. High-rise ban. Thank you very much. High-rise ban is in effect over here. And also Beechwood Park. I'll do a high-rise ban over here. Okay. There we go. This area I think will allow high rises. We'll see. This area I'm okay with. The crater, I'm okay with having the crater as a high rise area. And what I want to do is I want to actually expand this one a little bit to meet the crater, right? There we go. Beechwood Park to meet the crater, and on the other side we have Moor Heights to also meet the crater over here. That's good. Oh, that's a little spot there that's not covered. Okay, so the crater is a little area in the middle between Beechwood Park and Moor Heights. Okay, the next thing I want to do, guys, I've also had some comments on my bus routes again, and I might look at that in a little while. But the big thing I want to do in this episode is expand our city to an area of specialization. Because that is typically how cities also kind of develop. There's some big industry over there, and then the city kind of develops around that industry. Also on like trade routes and things like that, but we're gonna do the industry thing. So first things first, let's see what kind of industries we have nearby. That's some stuff over there, but that's a little bit in a distance. Maybe a forest industry, a forest industry in this area that could also go into oil. Over here could be pretty good for a city that linearly develops along the river, and that's pretty decent. So what we'll have is we'll have a bit of an industrial area in here, and then we'll have the nicer residential and commercial areas along the river. Maybe some step up or step down in the middle. We'll see about that, but I'm definitely moving in that direction. Oh, the other thing you might have noticed is that I have added traffic president, and along with traffic president I've also added the no pillars mod and some of the other kind of and road anarchy, just so that because it doesn't seem like, even in the mass transit DLC, it doesn't seem like you can really do the kind of nice and realistic road stuff that you would typically find. Okay, so in order to get here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to extend this main road from the highway interchange to this area, and that'll be the main. So we want to definitely link this area straight into the highway. We don't want these guys to be traveling through our city over here. We just want them to run straight down in this direction, and still allow people to get there though, but you don't want the trucks to drive through there. So I think this is very good to allow something like that. What we also have over here is a bit of a kind of a hilly environment, just a little bit of an incline or a bit of a slope in there, but I don't think that's too bad from a road perspective. So let us see. In order to extend this, we need to look at how what's happening over here. Let's quickly have a look. Just like, I don't know, I know we're not using it, but it needs to look good, right? Well, look realistic. Okay, then, oh, we're making tons of electricity, more so than we're using. So let's switch off some of these expensive things over here to try and generate a little bit more cash for us. Can I move this? Yeah, I can. Put that over. Ooh, yeah, that's perfect. Put that over there. Switch that off. Switch this one off. That's off already. Switch that one off and switch that one off. Okay, how much do we still have? Oh, still plenty. Let's switch one of these guys off too. Yeah, that's 560. We're really going to sort that. Perfect. Okay, how much? We still have plenty now, right? Yeah, still plenty of room for expansion, and we can anytime just switch one of those on. Okay, now, in order to make this one go here, we need to clean up this a little bit. So there'll be a redesign of these roads over here. And I'll cut this one shorter a little bit. Let's pause so we don't disrupt too much. Okay, let's do that. Let's do that. And now let us run this bad boy straight here, right? See how that goes, and we'll do the reverse straight over there. I don't think this is too steep. We can go straight up there. See how that looks? Yeah, that's very standard. We wouldn't actually kink it around something small like that, and then run that one back there. Perfect. Okay, the big thing here now is we need to tie this into this road somehow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop that one out there, and I will kind of tie this in here. Okay, let's trim it back just a little bit for the redesign, and I'm going to trim that in. I'm gonna tie in like that. Now let's extend it a little, and then we'll tie in. Yeah, that's decent. I like it. That is decent. So that's a good one over there. But in order for these guys to get across that side, what we'll need to do is, I used to have some roads that could actually, just like small one-lane roads. I had a mod for that, but maybe it doesn't work in the new one. What I'll do is, I don't necessarily want to create this two-way. If it's two-way, it does create a bit of a problem. Oops, I need to do the straighten. There we go. So this just allows these guys to go that way, and also the U-turn, similarly to what is going on over here. What we could do is, okay, fine, we'll come back to this. So at least we've got that linked up now. Now let's extend this. Ooh, we need to actually purchase the tile. Let's purchase the tile with that area in there. Oh, and we get the rail connection. Nice, I like it. I like it a lot. Oops, that's not what I want to do. I want to click back in here and extend this road. So let's keep running this road. Straight is fine. Okay, ooh, what do we have here? Oh, we've got a bit of a thing here. So what I'm thinking about is, let's use the natural slopes of that. Can we actually switch on the contours? I can't remember. I've played this a very long time ago. Contours, terrain heights. Yeah, contours, there we go. I am hoping they remain. No, they do not. Let's just do that again. Is there a way we can keep this switched on for a while? Yes, see, that's not bad. It's the crater. Let's have a look at the crater. Oh, look at that. Decent, decent. Okay, now, so what we'll do is we'll run around here a little bit, right? So we run around here to create a better environment to run the road through. Okay, that's decent. Okay, now. Okay, so how are we going to do this? Are we going to start it straight there? Before we do, I'm just going to preempt that we need to go back in the other direction, and we want to maintain a fairly decent two-tile difference between the two. Ooh, this is not realistic, because what they would do generally with roads that's a little bit split apart, they would do one single embankment to go up there, so that's a little bit funny. But yes, so let's bend this one. Oh, I like it, something like that. Nice, and we will bend it back. like so. Nice. And for the direction back, we're just gonna kind of play it by ear a little bit. Play it by ear. Play it by eye a little bit. I'm not too OCD about making these things perfect, but I just want to have them fairly realistic in terms of, if you've ever seen separated roads, okay, you would see that they aren't a perfect distance apart. They match the terrain. So it's not the end of the world if they aren't perfect, okay? What I'm going to try and do is just maintain a 2-tile difference between them, and that looks pretty good. I played that by eye. I didn't kind of do fancy precision engineering stuff to make that work. I just kind of done it by eye, and I think it looks pretty decent and realistic to slope the road around the bend and down like that, right? Pretty decent, pretty decent. We could have cut it all the way back there, but that's a little bit far out of the way. I think that's fine. What would happen in reality is they'd probably cut into here a little bit and not actually fill it up like that cut in. But this is still pretty decent. So let me extend this a little bit more, and now we'll go straight again. Straight again, like so, and back in that direction like that. Okay, perfect. I'm also wondering about where I'm going to place the train station. Somewhere over here, maybe. We'll see. We'll see. I first want to kind of lay out where we're going to do our, not excavations, but our forest industry. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull it off of here. Right, just going to pull it off like that. Okay. Not go up too steep, because you won't actually run this road all the way to the top. There you would kind of do it up here so you can use the contours. But what we're going to do in this instance is, and the other thing with industry like this is you won't actually just grid over this. You won't. You'd contour around here, and you will also try and go to the densest area. So what I'm going to do, just with a dirt road, because this is a kind of a dirt road industry, you know. Forestry is not it's not highways and things like that. We'll contour around like that, and dirt roads can go steeper, but we're contouring. We're not actually going up. Okay, so let's do a little bit like that, and I'm not going to make it perfect. I'm just going to kind of do a little bit of a fan out like that, just a tad of a fan out, and then we might kink it back this way actually. So that looks pretty decent. Yeah, there we go. I think that looks nice. Now let's quickly finish on the road connections. So we've got a access over here. What we will also do is we will create an access, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to just link these two up so you can actually go around and back, and I will actually do this out of here, and then we just curve it in just a tad, and this one I'll also run up the slope there. Not too steep. Yeah, not steep, not too steep at all. That's pretty decent. Okay, what we would find in an area like this is, because it's going to be a forestry industry, we will most certainly have a fire station, a localized fire station to manage this kind of area. Industrial areas typically do have. What is this? A fire watchtower. Firefighters man the fire watchtower to spot forest fires before they reach the city. A forest fire can spread into the city if it reaches city buildings. Hills and mountains can affect visibility from the tower. Forest fires can only be put out with firefighting helicopters. I'm not doing that. This is not that kind of area. There are roads over here. So what we will do is we will actually allocate the fire station at the start, at the entry point to this area. It's pretty decent. What I'll also do is I will also tie in this area like so. Just get the straight tool there. Thanks. Yeah, there we go. In reality, you wouldn't see this kind of thing on busier roads. You will find this on kind of rural areas and where there's not a lot of traffic, but this tends to not be a good just like we had at the start of the at the entrance to the city. This blocks up so quickly, one car in there, and then there's a queue, and it becomes a mess, and it's conflict points on both sides. So it's a mess if it's busy, but as a start, that's what we'll use. The next thing we need over here is electricity, and electricity generally tends to run alongside the main roads. So since Parker Street and Annabelle Street, I swear those were different names. I swear those were different names when we started. Is going to be our main road into this area, and this kind of one-way dual carriageway setup, or not one-way, a dual carriageway setup with a divided median, can easily turn into a highway as we go on. And with the traffic president app, I keep doing app. It's not an app, it's a mod. We can easily increase the speed on this two-lane one-way segments to allow us to kind of make that a highway. Okay, it's got pretty decent design line angles, so I think it's good. Okay, so I think that'll hook that up, and now the next thing we need to do is actually paint the district. Okay, so let's paint the district over here, and I'm going to do something like that, like so, and we can always change it if it's necessary, but I'm just going to paint a nice big area like that. There we go. And this is Aspen Hills. Aspen Hills. Yeah, Aspen Hills, no. I'm going to stick with Aspen because I'm not going to come up with anything cool and funky. Aspen Plantation. Right, that makes sense. Is there any policies we want to do here? No rebuilding, fast recovery, VIP area, and all shelters in this policy area are reserved for all citizens living in a policy. Huh? Fine. Old Town, lightning rods. Wow, that's decent. Bike ban, heavy traffic ban, high-rise ban, high-tech. Industrial space planning. Allow industry to work even more effectively by overlooking a few work safety laws. Doubles the amount of goods produced by the industry. Buildings upkeep is let's do that. Let's do industrial space planning. Any taxation? Shall we do tax relief, tax raise? I don't think there's anything here that we need to do. Let go for leisure. Leisure specialized areas stop generating tax income, but they get a hefty boost to their entertainment and attractiveness value. No. Services, I don't think we need it. Parks and recreation. Recycling, smoking ban, smoke detector, extra insulation, schools out, house, prison, helicopter priority. Helicopter priority? If there are emergencies on areas with this policy on the service, we'll always use helicopters instead of ground vehicles. I don't think so. High ticket prices. No. No, I think that's it. I don't think there's anything here that we necessarily want to do. Power usage, energy conservation is important, and the best way to do is installing energy meters in the buildings, moderately reduced electricity consumptions. Let's do that. Water, similar thing. So shower times in half, citizens more sustainable water usage, install water meters in buildings. Let's do this one too. So let's do that, and I actually should run some more of these policies in the city just in general. Education boost is also good for residential areas. Okay, so we've got a few policies up and running. The other thing we need to do, and I almost forgot to do the same thing, is actually assign this specialization. There we go. So Aspen Plantation has been specialized as a forestry industry. Let's get these guys in. Okay, what I'm going to do now is just paint a few of them. In general, I doubt you would actually see that every single lot or plot has been, I'll do that, lot of plot has been used. So we'll just do that, and what I'll also do is I won't actually zone on these roads. Okay, we'll pop one in there. I think that's pretty decent for now. We'll see how this fills out, because we'll try and maintain the natural environment. If you just gonna run a whole plantation over here, you will quickly find that doesn't quite work as well. because it kind of strips out everything you built in this, or the natural environment completely, and then there's nothing to generate any resources from in the future. Okay, the other thing we need is some water. So similarly, water will also be run alongside the road in the same corridor that we're running the power. So we'll do that, we'll do this, we'll do that. Running the water in the corridor. Nice, in the corridor alongside the road. And again, I've got issues with it not there we go. And then we'll run it up here, and what you would see, well, it'll run along a road because it needs to be serviceable, right? So it'll run along a road like that, and we probably need to run one on this side too. So it'll run in a loop, okay, run in a loop alongside the road. Apologies, it's not perfect, and it will cut back to the main line for redundancy. Okay, so now we will tie in into the water network like so. There we go. So set up and ready to start action. Let's quickly check our access to it. One way this way, one way that way. So we can't actually get there. Now, do we want to open up this area so they can turn this way, or shall we actually do another one? And now our power stuff is a little bit in the way. I am thinking I will actually open up. The issue is going to be this one, right? This one will definitely want to do that. But what I'm going to do for now is I'm going to trim Holly Smith Street because there's nothing you can do in that area. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually link this one. And apologies, I'm going to have to move the high tension cable over here. So straight in there, and then we're going to do a one-way that way, right? So that they can actually go back and in that direction. And then I'm going to reconnect the power cables like so and like so. Nice, there we go. And there we go. Now, coming back, you would make, you can make this turn and go that way. From this side, you can go and join the main line. And from the city, you can use Sabrina Street and make your turn and go in that direction. And the one thing that Traffic President does, and I haven't used this in a while, there's a little bit of a, how do I disable change lane arrows, add priorities, manual traffic lights, change lane arrows, junction restrictions. Aha! So, this sign over here, right, allows vehicles to queue into, we don't want that. Yeah. We allow vehicles to queue. Interesting. We'll see how that goes. Whether it queues into this one or queues into that one. I don't want it to queue into that. Anyway, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But these kind of restrictions also help a little bit. Oops, didn't want to do that. Perfect. Okay, let's get the simulation back up and running and see how these things fill out over here. Look, I mean, obviously, not power. So in that case, how are we going to do this? Can I just pop it across? Perfect. Popped it across over there, and we will run it up. These kind of cables can go pretty steep though, so there's no issues. I just can't. Not great. Let's pop that out again, and we'll start making another one. Come on, guys. Let's just do it a little bit away, something like that, and we'll run it through to this side and see about getting some power in that general direction. Are we having power running here? Yeah, perfect. Oh, they're starting to pop up. They're not actually linking onto power. Am I close enough to zoned areas? Not really. So I'm wondering if we just try to run it. I don't want to do that. I don't want to lose it. Okay, there we go. We've got some power over there. What we can also do is run the power. Keep running the power along the main line. Okay. Like so. we go, and that's a bit insane. We'll cut across there, and we'll run up here too. Come on. This stuff is killing me, man. Killing me softly. That's horrible. That's really horrible. We'll move that. Oh, we don't have water over here. Yeah, let's make sure to extend the water all the way to this area. And we are still working on power. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the power across there and run it this way. And that'll allow power to these various areas of industry. This is lumber industry. Yes, it is. So we should start seeing a little bit trucks trying to ship stuff out to the highway network. And how is the traffic doing? Yeah, all decent. Are we getting some traffic using these various roads? Ashley Adams is a nice traffic route that goes back into there. And then this one is the one that'll cut across from the town into that area. And we will most certainly need a bit of a bus route to come out here, because these guys will need a bus. So let's have a quick look at our bus network as we finalize this episode, as we end off this episode. Okay, yeah, and so I did see comments on my bus lines again, and there was a suggestion to actually run this one. This one, yeah. Ooh, I don't want to do that. This one, yeah. Let's grab that bus stop, pop it on there, share that bus stop. Why? Oh, it is running there. And this one, no. Huh? And then what I'll also do is I will drag it and share. Ooh. Something like that. Or I don't want it on the main line over here. And that's okay. We can do this. But this area is pretty busy though. I might look at a bus access only to this area. For now, I think that's just going to do. We're just going to have a stop over there. And what I think is we have a stop on this side. We don't. I like it running through here though. So, and it joins over there. Is there anything we can do? I'm kind of thinking we need a stop over here. Yeah, let's do that. Let's add a stop there, and that does a pretty decent line that way. Now let's see about linking the main line. But we'll need to run through here to get to that side. Yeah, let's see about doing that. Let's see about linking the main street, and we'll do a pickup over here in this residential area. Yeah, opposite that bus stop, so you can use this bus stop to get there. And then it's gonna run all the way out to here, like so. Yeah, and it'll do a few stops in this area. Yeah, and then it'll return back, and we can do this thing. Actually, this time we can actually just run up here and interlink with this line right over here, and we can finish off the route like so. Yeah, decent. There we go. We're integrating our bus lines. Yeah, I know that's a little bit convoluted, but that's just the general way traffic will flow in this direction. So we're avoiding a big crossover of traffic over here because we've got a big flow like this. What we'll then do is do another one like this, and we can do certain things later to improve it. But guys, that is where I'm going to place a cut in this episode. We need much more workers over here. I am ExactChaos, and this has been Cities Skylines Exactly. We're playing Exactville. If you have liked this episode, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Thank you. Bye-bye.